Hi everyone, this is Sandeep Sansanwala in front of you, and I'm here to continue about the 12th class lecture on my YouTube channel. So, most welcome you all, and here you can get a lot of study material definitely, and I'll be definitely always will take there are a lot of lesson summary and literary portion for you every time. So just you will have to get about all the things from my side. So now let's get started without wasting our time. Today we will discuss about the first chapter of Flamingo book. That's name is The Last Lesson. It's written by Alphonse Daudet. So at first I need to tell about the writer information that you just also have to know about the writer, because in our book there is no mention about the writer. So you also have to take care, because by that way we definitely can get about the mood of the writer and in which mood that he wrote this, and then by this way we also can get the theme of a chapter. So starting at first that I will tell you about the writer, that Alphonse Daudet. As you know very well, Alphonse Daudet, that he was born in 13th May 1840 in France, and he was a French novelist and as well as story writer, and he was born in 13th May 1840 and died in 16th December 1897. And he started his career just as a school teacher, and in 1st November 1857 that he abandoned his career in the teaching, and after it he started his works from 1859 that he started. And you can see there are a lot of Hollywood movies also has been occurred by the same writer, and he was very famous writer in France. So that here we will discuss now about the chapter, the last lesson, that what is the lesson and what is the theme in the same. So at first you just have to listen carefully that what is the theme of the same. Actually, the story based on France and Persian War between actually 1870 to 1872. Between there was war between the two country. In this chapter they are showing that same. Suppose that if any country can make slave to the another country, or if any country makes slave to other country, at that time what can be the condition there. So in this chapter they are showing the same kind of situation. So this is the thing, and then how much they are patriotism regarding their own language. So in this chapter they are showing the same kind of thing. So at first you just have to know about all the characters of the chapter. So in this chapter there are a lot of characters. Firstly I will tell you about the all the characters one by one. So the main character and the story narrator of this lesson is, that's name is Franz. Franz, Franz, or you can say Z. Franz is the main protagonist of this chapter, and after it you can write the main protagonist or the main character of the story, Mr. M. Hamel. Actually, he is a French teacher, and he has been working in the same school for last 40 years. And after it we can see the Vector Blacksmith is the fellow of Mr. Franz. And here we also can count some villagers that who will be sit in that same classroom in front of Mr. M. Hamel to give the respect of to the Mr. M. Hamel. So actually they are all the characters in this same. And some more thing that I can tell you, there are two army. The first is France army, and the second Persian army. So here Persian, they just have occupied the two city of France, Lorraine and Alsace. There the Berlin government had decided to implement of the language of German, rather than French, because before it in the same country there was a language of French language there was, and now they want to implement of the German language. So this is the chapter. Then now we can start the summary of this chapter. Then what happened at first? So now when the story starts, the friends actually was not so much interested to go to the school, because that he was not that much intelligent, and he used to always not used to do the homework. And today actually Mr. MML, who is the teacher of French teacher actually, so he gave participle work to French, and today he didn't remember that same work, and without that work he don't want to go in the school. So that at first he decides to go outside for Rome to pass the school time. But he he decides in his mind that I have to go to school. But when he goes to school, there he sees like in front of the bulletin board, there he can see there are lot of information regarding the war results. So that when he was going by that same way, and he sees the two Vector Blacksmith, actually he is the class fellow of Mr. French. So then he said to friends that friends, no need to be worry about your timing, that because that we do have a lot of time and we can come to school or we can go to school on time. Definitely there are a lot of time has left. So but French didn't care about that guy, and he enters in that class. And what he sees there like there are a lot of villagers also sit in that same classroom, and Mr. MML that who's wearing some nice clothes. Occasionally that he used to wear these kind of clothes at annual function and other parties. But today he wears the nice clothes, and he was so much silent, and he didn't respond to French also, because when French used to come too late in the school, then Mr. M. Hamel always scolds to that guy. But today that he didn't did the same kind of thing. So then what happened? Then silently they all were sitting on the benches, and they were giving the respect to that teacher. And now Mr. MML was lecturing to all the students and the villagers that he is saying that today is the last day of the French lesson, because tomorrow then we are going to start the new German language, and for that language the teacher will be different. So today is my last day in your school. So this is the last lesson which I will definitely teach to all of you. So please listen carefully. Then in between they conversate a lot of between all those things. And one more thing, participle also, that he listen from the students, and especially from French. But French was not able to tell anything. And today even that same teacher MML also didn't scold to that guy, and he said that the some students who always used to actually who always not to do the work, and they are not so much interesting in the same kind of language. But I want to tell you too about my French language, because this is very beautiful language and most important language, and this is the beautiful language in the world. But today is the last day of this language, and tomorrow there will be German language also can be start. So till then, and now you can think about that how much patriotism that same teacher had in that mind. And after all this much conversation, that he said at last to all the students, and you just have to respect your language and all this. And at last that he wrote on a blackboard, vive la France, means France language, that also can be remembered every time. So this is all about the chapter. So by this way students, you can learn or you can get about your summary. And one more thing that I want to tell you, if you read about any chapter and summary, at first you have to know about the writer, then characters, then summary, and at last you just have to make your own summary in your own words, and you have to write that summary in 400 to 500 words, and then you just can definitely understand about all the chapters. So this is your chapter all about. So if you want to know about the same chapter in Hindi, then you definitely can send me your comment, or and please just also can tell me about the same video that how you feel about these kind of videos, and if you really want to know about the same kind of chapters in Hindi, then you definitely can contact on my same number, which I already tagged, below in my YouTube channel. So this is all about the day of today. Thank you and have a great day.